Thanks a lot for checking out another episode of our series, You Gotta Hear This. Coming up in this episode of You Gotta Hear This, the tremulous dreams that brought JD to Mobile.
I kept having these dreams of my next place. I had these vivid dreams.
And then finally, JD tells us about his Fairhope sunset calendars.
The sunset shots. No, I was riding my bike around, as I do, all the way around through Fairhope.
Okay, JD, why don't you tell us about these tremulous dreams?
Well, everything was going great in San Diego, and I found the love of my life, and I married this girl from San Diego, bought a house, and then lost my job. And it happened about as quick as I could say that. So then I was freelancing for several years, and I saw that a job came open in Mobile. And
did you know what Mobile was before?
I had never been to Alabama. Now the job I thought I was going to get, I was already freelancing for Sacramento. Now I hadn't been to Sacramento yet. So, and I had an interview with Sacramento B. So I was just about to go up there, but the thing about it was I kept having these dreams of my next place. I had vivid dreams of where my next place was going to be. And I knew it was going to be Sacramento. Absolutely knew it was going to be Sacramento. So I go up for the interview in Sacramento. I'm looking around for all these places I keep seeing in my dreams. They weren't there. And turns out, my best friend got the job.
In Sacramento.
In Sacramento. And he deserved the job because he's from that area. And
he knows the history, et cetera,
yeah,
et cetera.
Yeah. Rex Babin, he's a brilliant cartoonist, and my best friend. And it looked like it was kind of between us, but there was 2 or 3 other people involved too. But anyway, he got the job, and I just thought, my heart sunk because I didn't think I'd have any more opportunities. No more jobs were coming open. But it's a couple.
Yeah, and there's not like political cartoonist jobs everywhere like a pizza cook.
No. And times had changed, and people weren't rehiring when somebody left. Somebody retired, they didn't, so.
Oh, so we were in that transition.
We're in that
period
transition
of where the actual tangible newspapers kind of died.
Yes.
I got
you.
you.
They just weren't. They used to be a dime a dozen. They were everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but
now you're lucky if you can
different.
find a paper copy of a newspaper.
Right. So I just didn't think I had any hope. I thought I was going to have to go learn how to, I don't know. I was already taking odd jobs, driving a truck or something just on the side.
So you went for an interview at the Mobile Press Register.
And they gave me a car for the weekend. I was out there for 3 days, and they said, don't even have any interviews today, just drive around. The best advice, first of all, when I rented the car at the airport, the guy that gave me directions to go to Mobile, he said, don't go on I-10, go on 90 all the way through Government Street. So when I got to Government Street, I knew what he was talking about. That canopy of oaks, live oaks. Beautiful. I fell in love right there. It was a great place.
It's hard not to love that shot.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yep.
So then I already loved the people. I've already talked to the people, and I saw the building. I loved the building. And then, so I had all day Sunday to drive around. So I took off, and I was going to go to the beach. I was going to go to the Gulf Shores. And I never quite made it. I was driving, and I took Scenic 98, took that little Montrose area, from Daphne, and I went down every driveway. I thought they were little roads, so I kept driving down all these little roads, and they went down there to the water. It was somebody's pier. Okay, I turned around, I come back, and I was just having the best time. I just loved that area in Montrose. And it was a magic land. And then I got
so freaking beautiful.
Just, oh my gosh. So then I get to Fairhope. I see this, I pass by the Art Center, Eastern Shore Art Center. That's good. I saw that cool old drugstore on the corner there. I take Fairhope Avenue, go down to the towards the pier, take that left, hang that left on Mobile Street. Good Lord. That was it.
Wow, you're getting worked up about this.
I am. No, I can't talk about it.
So,
So I drive down, I pull over at Orange Avenue Pier, right down there, and I was overwhelmed. I'd been this was the place I've been dreaming about.
So this was what you actually saw in your dreams. Wow.
Yeah. And so I pulled over at Orange Avenue Pier, and then I looked, and I saw the American Legion. I had been having dreams of these cannons looking over the water at that house. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
And I knew in my dreams that I was in Civil War territory or something, because there was people in my mind that were buried around here or something like that. But I said, I don't know what this place is. I'd never been to Alabama. But anyway, I just overwhelmed that I'd been there before, and I haven't. And I said, well, if I get this job, and I don't know how far away I am from this place, because I've been driving for 3 hours at this point. I don't know how far away I am, but if I get this job, I want to live right here. So that's what happened. So I took the job, I got the job, and my wife and little girl, I was bringing them here for the first time, you know. I went to pick them up. I came out first, and then I went to pick them up in New Orleans. We're driving back home. It's really hot August. My wife grew up in San Diego. She doesn't know what humidity is. She hasn't never seen a mosquito, I don't think.
She found out real quick.
As soon as we hit the Alabama line, it was one of the hottest days of the year in August, and we get hit by love bugs. Whop, 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 whop. It was still to this day the most massive horde of love bugs I'd ever seen in my life. So the magic, beautiful experience I had from my first trip to Alabama didn't translate well to my wife. Her thing, she looked at me, she said, what fresh hell have you brought us into? I said, I don't know what these things are. I've never seen them. But they look like lightning bugs, but they're fornicating.
Yeah, lightning bugs without the lightning.
Yeah.
They're just a pain in the butt.
So it didn't go too well with. So my wife has she's warmed up to the place now, but at first her first impression wasn't too good.
So we were going to talk about your sunset shots. What made you start to do that, besides the fact that Fairhope has some of the most beautiful sunsets in this entire country?
The sunset shots. No, I was riding my bike around, as I do, all the way around through Fairhope, and a lot of times I'd wind up down at the Legion Hall or down along the bay.
Because it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
All right, so what are we doing out here at the Eastern Shore American Legion?
Well, I come down here just about every night to check out the sunset. Some nights it's a beautiful performance, and some nights it's more of a subtle, low-key. And I would take a sunset shot every now and then. I never posted them or anything, but after a while I had a few I kind of liked. They're starting to come around, and I was thinking, hey. So I wound up posting a sunset shot one night right after I took the picture. I came out, I think I'll post this one. And earlier that day I had posted a cartoon that had gotten a lot of attention, very negative attention. So
that's the life of a political
I love it.
Cartoonist, though.
I'm always very happy with
any engagement is good.
Any engagement's good, and I'm pretty solid with what I put out there. So, but I was kind of amazed. I said that sunset shot started getting a lot more positive comments. Everybody that hated me this morning loved me tonight.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I started doing more sunsets.
And now you're putting out like an actual calendar of Fairhope
I've
sunsets.
been doing the Fairhope calendar now, the Fairhope sunset calendar for about a decade.
Wow. JD tells me he still has a few calendars left, so if you'd like to grab a 2026 Fairhope Sunsets calendar for your very own, you can email JD at alabama.com. You can also follow JD on Facebook and Instagram. And you can sign up for JD's weekly newsletter at alabama.com. To make it easier for you, we've also included a link in the very first comment of this post. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of You Gotta Hear This with JD Crowe. I know that we sure did. Coming up next week on You Gotta Hear This, Christian Wagley tells us about his organization, Healthy Gulf, and the fight to save the Gulf's own Rice's whale.
We're a non-profit organization that works across the Gulf region, from Florida to Texas, on a variety of water, climate, energy, endangered species issues, including whales here in the Gulf.
Be sure to check it out, and thanks so much for watching You Gotta Hear This, brought to you by Pipeline TV and Element Media Content Creation. Have a good day.